So the idea of the Boros token deck is that we actually get our tokens from the recruiter here. So as long as one of our creatures has more power than their base power, we'll be able to get a 1/1 soldier at the end step. So to take advantage of this, we're using a lot of cards like Hopeful Initiate, Rabbit Battery, Illuminator Virtuoso, and we have Paragon to be able to let us reanimate. Some mid-game cards that we're taking advantage of, Brutal Cathar and Adeline, are just, you know, a little control, a go-wide plan. And Sunrise Cavalier is also something that potentially gives us the ability to turn on the Recruiter. I figure Cavalier is just great to drop in the deck because it's a 3/3 haste trampled body and has a chance to grow because of that day-night cycle. To take advantage of the fact that we're using Illuminator Virtuoso, we are using a lot of Homestead Courages. This also works well with the Recruiter because we get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control. It'll gain Vigilance until the turn, and it has the ability to be flashed back from the graveyard. So, if you're familiar with Illuminator Virtuoso decks, it's actually a pretty common card to play with it. We're using a couple boon of safeties to help give us a little protection for targeted spot removal, because if this hits the board, everyone wants to remove it right away anyways. And it doesn't hurt to have this to help protect any of our cards in general. But because we are this pump version of the deck, we are using Angel Fire Ignition. This is, I think, one of the best red-white pump spells you have access to, where you gotta put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, Haste until the turn, and we can even flash it back for 4 mana. This is just so powerful, especially if you hit an Illuminator Virtuoso with it, because not only do you get the 2 +1/+1 counters immediately, you have the opportunity to get a third counter because of the Connive function. And since we're looking at a double strike Trampler, even if this is the only spell that's targeted, you go up to a 3/3 double striker with the potential of being a 4/4 double striker, and that's a lot of power. So, hopefully this deck will run well. I haven't really had a chance to test it, so we'll see how well it works. Let's see here. For an open, a little slow, because unfortunately we have the tap land here. If this was an untapped land, this actually wouldn't be that bad of a keep, but I think I'll still try keeping it. Nice thing about the Hopeful Initiate is because we have a lot of +1/+1 counter type cards, we have the opportunity to not only help make sure we can train this creature up higher, but we have the opportunity to use it for the removal to destroy artifacts and enchantments a little easier. Alright, unfortunately we're against possibly mono black here, which means we're going to have to see a cut down. I'm just going for the more mana efficient play. We bring out the Baird, and yep, there's cut down. Because I still think Hopeful Initiate's actually going to be our better card to try to keep. Unfortunately, we don't hit a second white source here. Jeez, come on, mono black. Don't always have to have all the removal spells. It's like we have the protection spells, but we just don't have the second white source. There it is. Alright, initiate to the board. And we'll pass it back. If they drop Liliana, we're just going to go ahead and scoop it out of here. No blocks. Alright, Bankbuster. That's not the end of the world. You know what? Let's go ahead and bring this to the board. Pass it back to the opponent. See if we can... I mean, I really should have just attacked in for the 1, because I don't plan on blocking, but... I figure it still doesn't hurt to hold up the potential blocker. Our opponent's going to meat hook 2. We will respond, take up the shield. We go to protect the recruiter here, because this will make it so that way we can get the 1/1 tokens every turn. That'll help protect us from Invoke Despair and similar cards. But let's go ahead and... I think it's better for us to Angel Fire here, or just go for a Homestead Courage. I think we'll go ahead and Angel Fire. Because if we go for Homestead Courage, they could always crew Bankbuster block. Angel Fire also gives us the lifelink, so we go back up to 20. And we're also now out of the range of them potentially going land large meat hook. Alright, Liliana the Veil we can handle now because we have the token that can be sacrificed. Yep, sacrifice here. Alright. Mono black is being mono black. Alright. This is a much better hand than last time. We're missing our 2-drop here, but it's okay. Send in the 1. I think I just need to, like, take a day, push myself to Mythic, and maybe see some more creative decks. Because when people get to Mythic, they tend to stop playing them to the meta. The reason is they can, you know... They've reached their point where they can hit their rewards, so they start just having some fun with the game. I mean, you'll still play against meta decks. There's no denying that. But I notice every single time I've gotten to Mythic, you get a more relaxed feeling, strangely, than in Diamond. Alright. Go for Adeline. Pass it to the opponent. We have the Boon of Safety to help protect it. And we'll keep the Angel Fire. The great thing about this is they still lose the life. Because this still doesn't stop the spell, it doesn't fizzle it. It just prevents the destruction. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit the Angel Fire here. We'll send in the Cathar. The opponent crews with the Bankbuster before we even maybe have given a chance to attack with the Initiate. I mean, I was not going to attack with it because I saw that they could do that, but they just made it a definite, nope, you're not attacking. Okay. So we take a little life loss here, but we go for another Angel Fire here. This provides us with Indestructible. We'll send it in. One problem is they do have a lot of life gain off this Sheoldred. Because they're going to go up to 6 for the draw for their turn, then they can use Bankbuster, draw a card. That gives them another life. Sheoldred just does so much for only 4 mana. I was surprised this wasn't a 5-drop at the very least. Like, its stats, plus its ability, I was surprised this is 4. Okay, so we lose a life. Go for Virtuoso. We send to face. Put a token over at Soren. Interesting, so they're going to go for the trade. Before that, let's destroy Bankbuster. Because 2 counters off this doesn't make us miss the kill on the Children. And that way this Bankbuster's now just been a complete dead card to them. They got no draw off of it. Of course, our opponent has backup Children. Alright, Evolve Sleeper leveling up to 2/2. Let's see here. Rapid Battery is not bad for us, because we can equip that to Virtuoso. Let's first do this. Let's see, do we give up Baird? If we give up Baird, we can... I'm trying to think, like, how much mana do I have? Yeah, we'll give this up. Go for this again. We have the life that we can afford to take the loss here for the Children. We'll give up the land because we can play Battery to the board. Equip it. And that will give us the they must block. And they can't use they don't want to use Children. Alright, Trespasser gives them a little life gain from exiling a creature from a graveyard. I'm not sure if they go for a token here or if they actually go for the +1. They're really, you know, able to go for the +1 this turn, as long as we don't get the trample. In order for them to actually kill Virtuoso, they'd have to trade off so much with its current stat line. Because we can kill the important cards here. Oh, there's the Angel Fire. So we go for the Angel Fire. I'm actually just going to go ahead and discard this. Get that larger swing. Go for the face. That's 16 damage going in. It's trample. And it's also lifelink, so we're going to gain 16 life off this. Oh, I messed that up on the blocks. I let them gain back 2 life. Bring this out. Reconfigure this to here. Pass it back. If you're wondering why Reef configured to the Initiate, it was just in case our opponent goes like Invoke Despair Liliana, or double Liliana off the top. That way we have the ability to sacrifice the rabbit as a second sacrifice target. Alright, so X1 meat hook, that's not enough to... We'll give him the GG's. Because we just play Angel Fire and we win. We don't need to keep this, so we'll go for the extra damage. And we'll swing 20. Alright, so 1 loss to Mono Black and 1 win against Mono Black. Oh, they had another Invoke. Alright, there we go. Okay, so this is not a very good hand to keep. Because we're missing the second white source. We have triple red, so we're going to mold this one away. This is a better hand. We'll keep it. I'm going to put the... No, I shouldn't put the Initiate on the bottom. We'll put 1 Angel Fire on the bottom. Alright, so we have double Illuminator Virtuoso. That's not bad. We'll attempt the Virtuoso. It does get to stick, that's good. Looking for another white source here. Oh, we hit the next white source, that's good. Lead with the Homestead Courage. Discard Initiate. Play second Virtuoso, go for an attack. Alright, we're just worried about a sweeper from our opponent. Even if they go for a big reanimation, it'd be scary. But I think we can handle if they do that. Yeah, so we offer the block. They get their ramp. What do they do, though? Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, was a sweep. Alright, let's go Virtuoso. Homestead Courage. Discard the land. I'm worried that we don't have enough creature targets for our spells. That's why I didn't want to give up the Initiate here. Might have been actually correct to have actually... I was going to say, discard the Homestead Courage, just in case our opponent was running a 2-cost sweeper. Alright, well, Initiate to the board. And we'll actually give this a Courage right away, just in case I have another Dragon War. Land to the board. Trying to think, like, how much do we just go in on this one Initiate? I think we just go all in on it. Just hope the opponent doesn't have the bounce punish. They had the bounce punish. Alright, we'll go ahead and scoop this one up. We can't win. That was just a bad matchup. They had both a... They had a 5 damage sweeper, and they had the bounce interaction. Bounce interaction completely destroys our deck. So, that's the way it goes sometimes. You just get that unfavorable matchup. I think we can keep this. Opponent's turn. One problem with Take Up a Shield is it's 2 mana. And it has to be 2 mana because of what all it does, but in order for us to play a Virtuoso to the board and have protection magic to keep it from being destroyed instantly, we have to have just that much more than, you know, like if we ran white-blue and we're able to use, like, Shore Up to help prevent it from being target removed. Alright, let's go here and play the Virtuoso. Pass it back to the opponent. Alright, Fable for our opponent. Let's get some courage. We'll discard Rabbit Battery here. Land. More courage. I want to keep the boon. We'll discard a courage. And we'll send this. Alright, it'll be the opponent's turn. I want to keep the boon just because that way we have the ability to potentially double spell protect Virtuoso. But it's definitely an interesting build from our opponent. Don't see the Tovolars get used very often in a deck with underdogs. Alright, Arlen. Arlen creates chump blockers. Trying to think, what do I attack here? This is still 10 damage, we'll just send it to the face. Just gonna get chump blocked, but we'll do that and pass. I want to send it to the knight early, so that way the opponent can't use it for the plus here. Wind Grace allows them to get lands back from their graveyard. But Wind Grace is legendary, right? Yeah, it's legendary, so they can't use Kiki Jiki on the Soul of Wind Grace. I have no problem taking this 5. No blocks. Alright, so start off with the Courage. Discard the land. Hopeful Initiate to board. It flips back to day. Send this to the face. Let's get rid of Wind Grace here. If the opponent does anything that I don't like with the Kiki Jiki, we can always use Hopeful Initiate here to bump it off. Alright, in response to that being played, we're going to get rid of Reflections. Now, the opponent did make a misplay. They were supposed to +1 first. So that way that would be a little bit bigger, but it's a small misplay. Let's see, we'll tap it like this. Go for Angel Fire. We'll discard an Initiate. We don't need more Initiates. Then the damage. We'll take up the shield. still have Boon of Safety available to us. Decided to hold the land as discard fodder for the Boon of Safety. Because if we target Virtuoso, because that's the only thing we're cared about really protecting here. Our opponent's going to pass their turn because it allows them to be able to... They can play their creatures at any time. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4... Angel Fire. We'll discard Paragon because I'm going to finish them in this turn. And, yep, there they go. They scoop it up. A little bit of a slow hand, but I think we can keep this. We're just missing a turn 2 play. Like, if we actually draw, like, Baird for a turn 2 play, that'd actually be kind of cool, because then we could get the +1/+1 counter on Initiate. Thanks to the turn 3 attack. And start just generating counters if our opponent doesn't bring anything like a 3/2 to the board. And again, opponents got to play, so they could bring a lot more than just like an early 2-drop 3/2. Oh wait, do they have the play or do we have the play? Are they still deciding to keep? No, the hands went down here, so... We're just waiting on them to play. I think. I didn't pay attention. I forgot. Alright, well, this opponent's definitely taking a little while. Alright, there's the rope on the opponent. Apparently, this person decided to queue up and then walk away from their computer. I don't know, sometimes you do get disconnected right as a game starts. It's always unfortunate when that happens. Alright. Oh, we do actually have the play. One of those things that it took so long for us waiting for the opponent, I forgot if we actually did click the take play. Alright, opponent is there. We're against red, green, black at the very least. One of those things, I actually have trouble identifying these special art lands. Once when they're small, I tend to sometimes mix them up with other cards. Because most when you shrink them, you lose some of those details that it's like, oh, okay, I can't really tell at a glance that that's the Proving Ground. Okay, so probably 5-color Reanimator here. So in that case, let's get our Cavalier going, punch in some quick damage. The opponent's going to be probably domain-style enchantments. So, as you can see, they have the drag to the bottom as a sweeper option because of the domain, but they have, like, Kami War, which means that they might be using the enchantment that makes it so that we can sacrifice any permanent and reanimate a permanent from your graveyard that shares a type with it. I don't want to commit more to this board just because I know they run drag. And we're already representing lethal on board. Opponent cycles, so yeah, that's a good game there. That's just how fast you can win with just those 2 cards. Alright. This is unfortunately not a keepable hand, because lack of red source, so we're going to have to hit mulligan. And this is a case where we hit all the slow lands, but we'll keep this one. And we'll go down Homestead Courage. Deciding I want to keep the boon of safety. Alright, possible mono blue, so I'm going to run out Rabbit Battery right away. Okay, so Lantern Bearer for our opponent, that's fine, because they don't have a counterspell magic then for this. They could have 1 blue bounce. I'm gonna force them to use it. Okay. Pass it to the opponent. Attempt this back to the board again. Opponent apparently has more 1 blue bounce. Alright, we'll attack in. See what they have. Okay, so they choose to take the hit. Because of Baird's effect, we get a token. A little bit different of the blue deck that we played before, so nice to see a little difference in the opponent's plays. It does look like they got stuck on their mana. Unfortunate for our opponent. Let's see here. We'll attempt another Rabbit Battery. I don't think I want to go for playing anything else unless I have to. Alright, Fairy Vandal for the opponent. The opponent offers a double block. We could kill the Vandal. So they're going to slip it out. So no damage is going to be done to that Ledger Shredder. It's off the board, which means we actually could play that second spell this turn. Let's go for a Courage here. And I'm actually going to put Battery on top of Battery. Slowly but surely we'll get a wide board state against them, but I'm worried about... Yeah, I was going to say the Fairy Vandal being able to... Pressures in the air here. Alright, so they discard to make disappear. Only 1 mana open for them. I feel like they have another slip out or something of that nature, so I'm just going to go for Adeline. We'll attack with the tokens. Didn't feel like there was any stops being put, so we may have actually been able to resolve Cathar and actually have gotten rid of the Vandal. Alright, another combat research. The fact that we're stuck on 3 lands really is hurting us, because we can't really double spell. Not like we really want to because of the Ledger Shredder, but it's just nice to have the you know, the option. How do we handle this? I can go for an Angel Fire, put it on one of the creatures. I don't necessarily want to target the Cathar, because that would make it so that way the opponent is able to just bounce it back to our hand, it fizzles, and we don't get the attacks then. I think our safest bet is just to attack in, hold up Boon of Safety. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. We'll just give him the all attack. Okay. So Shore Up was used. Now, Fairy Vandal's not larger than our Adeline yet, but it will be once when they play their next spell. If they do. The opponent's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if it's worth protecting the Baird, or do we attempt to get a Brutal Cathar down? Because we're currently looking at how much damage in there? 6 plus 3, that's 9. I think we can try for the Cathar. Alright, there's a counterspell. So that's 10 damage in the air. They could give an extra +1/+1 thanks to the spirits in the graveyard. They're going to probably attack it with Fairy Vandal just to get the double draw and still keep Ledger Shredder back. The question is, do they manage to draw themselves some kind of interaction against us? If they do, we're kind of boned. Okay, I'm not sure what the advantage of that was completely, but we're going to go for it. Angel Fire Ignition. We'll keep Rabbit Battery back. If they have an answer to the, that's not an answer. It allows them to block more of the 1/1s, but the thing is, this is trampling for so much damage, and we're going to gain so much life back. They have to sacrifice a creature to the block here. Alright, thanks to the amount of life gain that we got, we should be in a better position. We'll put a Courage on this soldier now, just because we don't have to worry about the double spell issue. Try to make it sound we have the best chances of still pushing that lethal in. Alright, Lanterns doesn't do anything for our opponent. They actually were better off not casting that, attack in, see what they get off the draws. Because now they eliminated how much mana they have to interact with our board state. Land to the board. Go for an Angel Fires here. Because at this point, we're just going to go with the win by going wide plan. Alright, so they go ahead and slip that out of the back. But because they slipped that out, we just still get to win with Adeline here. Because look how many little things are swinging in. So yeah, good game. Oh, and just to rub salt in the wound, we'll go for a boon. That way they don't even get to kill it. Alright. I mean, it was... The opponent had answers, but I think they tripped themselves along the way. So yeah, this was the deck idea here for the Boros Pump deck. We got to see basically almost all the cards, see some play. We actually didn't really play the Paragon here, just because we managed to actually kill them before we actually get it to the board. I think this is a very solid build. The only thing that we lack is ways to really interact with our opponent's permanents, because the only thing we have is really Brutal Cathar, as we rely a lot on our self-targeted cards, Boon of Safety, Homestead Courage, Take Up the Shield. And we got to see Illuminator Virtuoso do some amazing work, but we also did get to see the Recruiter do some work as well, so I think we have a decently balanced deck. The only concern is the mana base. I don't have the Painlands, and would definitely include them over the mountains. Like, keep the plains the same amount, but just trim out some mountains for some more Pains. Dual lands. That way you have... Because red's really just a splash in the deck for a couple of these cards. We're mostly white. And the main reason we have the red splash is because Angel Fire Ignition is so amazing with Illuminator Virtuoso. And I was giving Recruiter a try, and I think Recruiter actually works well with this shell of a deck. So,
thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me live stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video, and have a nice one.